seat real quick. I'll be using your services very quickly, but I don't want you to be unaware of what you're doing. So one last thing, one quick thing I'll show you the map here is where we're at. We're at Fort Jackson, and we're on a very narrow part of the Savannah River. About 3 miles from us downriver is the city of Savannah. But about 10 miles before you get to our fort is the Atlantic Ocean. The Union Navy has taken over a fort called Fort Pulaski near the beach in 1862 of April. And so we are very scared that they could come another 10 miles and take over this fort and eventually take the city of Savannah. To make sure we keep the city of Savannah safe, we have Fort Jackson. We also build up dirt forts all around us called batteries. Behind these dirt walls, we also put cannons. We have big floating ships with cannons, ironclads. We have pylons in the rivers as well as mines in the rivers. We're doing everything we can to keep them from coming any closer. One of the things we have to do, though, to make sure we are extra safe is stay on the same page. As you can see, here's Fort Jackson. Some of our friends that are behind these dirt forts are miles away. These ones over here are close to 3 miles away. So how do you think you stay on the same page? How do you think you communicate 3 miles away? Can you say, hey, I got a message? No, that's probably not a good idea. They might not hear you that far away. It's another way.
Oceans?
Well, that's a good guess, but we actually have something that travels faster and farther than sound. Lights. Most specifically, things you can see. So we want to try and get their attention using flags during the daytime and fire during the nighttime. We can set a little rag on fire and stuff it in there. We can send messages. Now, if you can see me, as long as you're within about 10 miles, you can do something called wig-wagging, which is using flags to send a message. So would you guys like to try help me out here? Come forward. You're being voluntold. Here in 1862, we conscript soldiers. They no longer have a choice. So, one flag for you, sir. One flag for you, ma'am. About to stand right over here. Stay at a nice, safe distance so you don't hit each other with the flags. I'm sure your parents might appreciate that. I'll get a flag off the wall myself. A nice white one. Now this is used all over the place on both sides of the war using wig-wagging. They can use black flags on a cloudy day or snowy day so you can see it really well. You can use a red flag on a nice blue sunny day. You can use a white flag like I have and this gentleman has. If you're standing in front of a red brick wall or building in Savannah, you want to stand out. That's why we have different colored flags. They don't mean different things, you just use it for different weather. Now, this board right here has what we call signal corps code. So if you look here, there's A, B, C, D, all the alphabets, and they're associated with certain numbers. An A is a 1, 1. A B is a 1, 4, 2, 3, for example. So you have to learn how to send each number, and then you can send a letter. It's very simple, but it takes a minute to learn. So let me show you real quick. We're going to send an A. It's the 1, 1. What direction does the board say for sending a 1? Very top. Left. We take our flags and we point them to our left. So this will be a 1. That's an A, a 1, 1. Make sense? All right. Let's do a B real quick, because this one has every number we're going to use for the most part. We have a 1, just like we did. A 4, which says left, right. You have to do this very quickly. Left and right. A 2, just to our right. And a 3, which is a right, left. That's a B. You pause for a second between letters. So, if you ever get lost or confused, you can look at the board to see which directions the 2 is or a 3 is. Got it? Let's try sending a message.
So they repeat the signal, or is it given once and hopefully you catch it? And
Generally, it's given once. They have flags they can signal you back with, say, repeat a certain part. If you mess up yourself, this signal right here means erase the last letter. We'll start over. So very often you can do this, and generally it works okay if you know what you're doing. But yes, it is very difficult, especially on a windy day, to get this flag to work just right.
Now,
Especially further away.
one flag person, or could you have like 4 of them lined up and then spell out a whole word?
You generally have one man doing the flagging, but you have several on a team, one also looking and writing down as well. Usually about 3 guys per signal corps team. Yeah, one guy using the flag. Usually the lowest ranked. A couple reasons why. Well, one in particular. You're on top of the wall waving a big bright flag around, and someone is close by and they're handing you with a rifle musket, it might take a shot at you. By the way, as the Northerners were taking over Fort Pulaski, just a few miles away, there were many Confederate soldiers, such as I am. I know I'm wearing a blue coat, but I'm called Republican Blues today. My buttons say CSA, Confederate States of America. We're the rich kids of Savannah that buy our own uniforms and we prefer blue. So I am Confederate, but I am wearing blue. Nonetheless, a lot of Confederate soldiers are searching the inner parts of probing the inner parts of the islands, trying to find soldiers, enemies. One Confederate group actually comes across the camp of a Northern group. That's why you have to be alert. They can pop up at any moment. Thankfully, the Northerners were not in their camp. We left them a really mean letter that says, "Come fight us if you dare," basically. So we have to be very careful when we wave our flags, because we very well could be shot at by an enemy sniper. So, as you'll see, we do a couple things to help save our lives in some instances, and also make things just convenient and faster for us. So we're going to send 2 words. We'll do 1 word, then 2 words. I'll give you the first word, you the second word, and we'll see if we can get it. I'll give you an easy one, okay? You know, look at the board real quick, make sure you know what you're doing. Again, they're 3 miles away, they can't hear us. They can only rely on what they see. So you have to be very, very skilled. Alright, that's our first letter. We'll say 2 and a 3. It's the hardest letter you'll have to do, I promise. The letter with 2 or 3 next to it is the letter E. Exactly right. So we just sent an E. Now we're going to send an easier one. Got it? All right. Any guesses now?
Hi.
It was actually a 2. We do our rights. You guys unfortunately have to read it backwards. You're right. It's like an A, but instead of being 1-1, it's 2-2. So we have an E and an N. And this is also pretty similar. Same thing 3 times. Okay? All right.
2. Y.
Y. Now we do one last number, which I haven't taught you yet. You point your flags right down the middle at them. That's a 5, which means end of word. Our first word is E-N-Y. What word did you send? You know? E-N-Y. What does that sound like? Is that any word you've ever used before? Probably not. It's an abbreviation. And again, we're making things shorter so you can get off the wall quicker.
Enemy.
Enemy. It's a short abbreviated word for enemy. Now I have a 2-letter word for you, also an abbreviation. This one's much harder to send. It's okay. Alright. First letter. Look at it real quick. Pressure real quick. It's okay, I'll do it with you. So if you all else fails, just do the same thing I do. Alright. Stand at nice safe distance. Ready? End of the sentence. Down the middle again. End of the entire message. Our entire message reads, enemy, what?
GB.
What does GB mean? What's it short for? It's okay. Go ahead and take your best guess. This is a tough one. I'll give it to you.
I heard somebody say gunboat.
Exactly right. Enemy gunboat. I didn't hear it. Had to be a little louder. We just told our friends around us
Were you looking over
there's
your
an enemy gunboat coming.
You said it?
I said it.
So give you guys yourself a round of applause. Take your flags back. Put them back on the table here. And just real quick before we move on to the next set of information. I just want to wrap up. We have flags. We can send out a detailed message. You can sit down if you like. We can send out a detailed message. Letter by letter, word by word. But if the enemy is really coming at us, that's not a very efficient way to do that. We have to face each one of our friends, send the same message, and as you can see, there's a lot of different batteries to send it to. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times you have to send that one message. It takes a while. So in just emergency situations only, locally, they have the blue flags. Now they use these flags I just showed you all over the place, but they only use those blue flags right here near Savannah. The first one, if you read Colonel Anderson's orders, the guy that ran this fort, they're posted on the wall. The first one means an enemy's been spotted in Georgia. That way we can tell all of our friends where they're coming from. All we have to do is take that one flag with the blue cross and put it up on the flagpole so everyone can see it. The second one with the 2 blue dots tells our friends the enemy's coming from South Carolina. That's just across the river. And the third one that's completely blue tells our friends the enemy is coming on the river. Or maybe they're on one of those islands in the middle of the river. So that tells them they're coming by water. If we saw an enemy gunboat coming, which one of those 3 would you want to raise? It's not a trick question. Not a trick question. You got to keep our fort safe. Which one?
Right. I don't know.
The last one.
Which
The
one
one
is
that's
that?
completely blue that tells them they're coming by water. After all, a gunboat floats on the water. That's how we know how they're coming. So that's how we keep our fort safe with communication. But on to a new topic. We have blockaded all the north out and we're communicating, trying to keep Savannah safe. But the north, just 10 miles away, has their own blockade. Now what's the purpose of their blockade? Ours is to keep Savannah safe, but what's theirs for? Take your best guess, it's okay. I won't get mean and yell at you for being wrong like Colonel Anderson does. Why do you think they want to cut off our river? What travels down our river to Savannah?
Supplies.
Supplies. On boats. Do you think the North wants the South to keep getting supplies? No. Our fancy hats, just like these. It's very nice you found brand new ones. It's very tough to find brand new hats and jackets. These jackets are made out of wool, which come from England. We trade our cotton for wool, for guns, for shoes. And when we can't get any more supplies, our wool starts running out. Our shoes start running out, so we put metal plates on the bottom to help hold them together so they don't wear out so quickly. If your shoes wear out, you'll have to go without shoes or pull them off of your dead friend. Hopefully you wear the same shoe size. Another thing is our guns, which come from England. We're not getting new rifle muskets anymore. So we're in a very tough situation. What do you think the most important thing we're not getting anymore is? Sorry?
Food?
Food, it's a good guess. However, we grow a lot of rice locally, so we have food, however rare it is. You might have to tighten your belt a little bit. It's very close to food, though. It's something you have to eat or drink.
Whiskey.
Not quite. As in some facets, yes. Not for pleasure, but for
Medicine.
medicine. We have medicine which comes up the river. Now this medicine right here is very important. It's called quinine. Would you like to try quinine? I'll tell you a little bit about it, and then we'll have you come forward and try quinine. Quinine is used to treat what disease? Malaria. After all, you're in a swamp, you're in a marsh, you're right next to a river. We have a lot of what buzzing around our head? Where do you get malaria from? You know this. Mosquitoes. Exactly right. However, truth be told, in the 1800s, we think we're getting malaria from the nasty, bad swamp air we're breathing. In fact, malaria is Latin for bad air, malaria. We think breathing in that nasty, smelly swamp is making us sick, not the mosquitoes. We just think they're annoying. One of the things we do is we put long sleeves on, keep the bad air off our skin. Turns out the mosquitoes can't bite through my jacket, so it works for a different reason. There's also this other stuff, it kind of smells like Vicks Vapor Rub, called camphor oil. You take a nice big glob of it, and you rub it on your upper lip, and you smell that all day instead of the bad air. Turns out mosquitoes don't like it. It's kind of a natural insect repellent. So it works, but for a different reason. But the most important thing we can do is take quinine. If you have malaria, you start coughing up black vomit, start turning a little yellow, getting a little feverish, bleeding from the eyes maybe, it's best to take medicine. And quinine will make all those nasty symptoms go away if you take it regularly, which means you have to keep taking it over and over and over again. You don't just take it once and you're done. If you take quinine, all those symptoms go away and you're healthy again. But if you stop taking your medicine, those nasty symptoms will come back. If you don't have malaria and you take quinine, even if you're bitten by a bad mosquito, it keeps you safe. You don't get the disease. Very, very interesting stuff. If you stop taking it though and you get bitten by a bad mosquito, you can contract malaria. So we have to have this stuff on hand. We have to have it regularly. And because we can't get any more of this, our supplies start to dwindle, start to run out. A lot of people want it. There's a high demand and a low supply, which means the price is very expensive to get quinine. It used to be before when we could get supplies, we would go around and we'd make the soldiers taste it, and they would spit it out because they didn't like the way it tasted. Instead of taking their medicine, they just spit it out. But because this stuff is very expensive, we go around and we spoon feed it to the soldiers and make sure they swallow it. And it's not wasted, like they're little babies. The reason they spit it out is because it tasted horrible. It was thick and dark like syrup. And it was extremely bitter. So that being said, who wants to try quinine now?
Not me.
Come forward.
Nope.
It's not that bad. Not that bad. Come forward. These days, it's not that bad. In the 1860s, it was completely disgusting. But these days, it's not nearly thick or dark as syrup. In fact, it looks like this. And it's not nearly as nasty either. Most people your age says it tastes like Sprite, with maybe a little bit of a bad aftertaste. But I give it to a lot of people your age, and every now and then, someone will roll around on the ground trying to spit it out and scrape it off their tongue. There's a cup for you, sir. A cup for you, ma'am. If I could see into the future, I'd say the way you taste this is based on your genetic code. So some people are programmed to taste it a little bit more strongly than others. I have a taste it all tastes like flat Sprite to me. So I'll have a couple for you too, just to make sure I'm not giving you anything I wouldn't want you to take. I'll take it too. Here's a dose for me. Dose for you, sir. Don't drink it quite yet. Dose for you, ma'am. Look to your parents. I'm sure they want to see the look on your face, just in case you find it completely disgusting. You probably will think it tastes okay. Most people do, but we'll see. Ready?
No.
No? Gotta be brave. Gotta be strong stomach and fruit. 3, 2, 1. Not that bad? They seem to like it. You might have to get them a bottle on the way home. You know what it is? You look like you're lost for words there in the end.
Your eyes.
Maybe you're choking it back. What you just drank is called tonic water. Tonic water contains quinine. If you go to the store and buy it, the label says contains quinine. So you actually just took quinine at a much smaller dose. And if you did taste anything funny at the end, that was the quinine. So, soldiers would mix it together with alcohol, giving rise to a drink called the gin and tonic to make it taste a little better. But you just had quinine, so you should be safe for a little bit. But you might want to pick up a bottle on the way home. Make sure you continue to be safe because you have to take it pretty regularly. All right, I'll take the cap back.
Your eyes.
You look suspicious. All right, you guys have any questions so far? All right.